Hello guys, Lit here. In this video, I want to share a setup that I just tested. And this setup is for the Reliqurian on 3.29. So the setup is revolving Doryani Prototype. If any of you play Mercenary Relic, you should be familiar with this item. So what Doryani Prototype do is it's going to make the nearby enemy have lightning resistance equal to yours. And there is a ring on the game which can make the resistance become negative. You make this fire everything miss. And my ring here have minus 161 and I'm using calendar ring. So I basically have two of this and I'm right now at minus 180. I will explain why 180 because I have two of this ring. But the point is Doryani will apply this lightning resistance to the enemy around you. So if you deal lightning damage, you're basically going to have like a huge multiplier of damage. However, the downside of the Doryani Prototype is lightning resistance does not affect lightning damage taken. You can mitigate the hit portion by using armor, because that is a line that armor also apply to lightning damage taken from hits. But the problem with this is, number one, you will need a huge amount of armor. The second one, it doesn't do anything for damage over time. So if you met a rare monster that have a blue ring that one deal lightning damage over time, you're just going to die instantly because your lightning resistance is minus. So the downside of the Doryani Prototype is going to make you take a lot of lightning damage. And the way to mitigate this downside is by shifting the lightning damage into something else's. In Reliqurian on 3.29, we got a Dawnbreaker node which gives you 25% cold, lightning, and physical damage taken as fire. And with addition of Tempered by War, that's another 50%, and we can also get another 20% from Watcher Jewel. Watcher Jewel have a mod that 20% cold and lightning damage taken as fire while affected by Purity of Fire. And we can also add a little bit more by Bound by Destiny. There is a mod that 10% elemental damage taken as chaos damage if 4 hunter items are equipped. So this basically make us do not take cold or lightning damage and therefore mitigate the downside of the Doryani Prototype entirely. So this setup is more like a proof of concept rather than a build guide. And because of how Doryani Prototype works, you basically can use any skill. In my case, I'm using Cyclone, but you don't have to use Cyclone. You can use something else's as long as the skill deal lightning damage or physical, because you can convert physical to lightning pretty easily. For example, like this one, I'm using Cyclone. Cyclone is a physical skill because my weapon is pure physical, and we can convert them using glove. There is a mod on the glove, physical damage convert to lightning damage, and the implicit also got physical damage convert to lightning damage. In this case, I have 50%, and I can fit the rest of the 50% with support gem physical to lightning support. This is going to give you 50% physical damage convert to lightning damage. It's also going to give you 29% physical damage as extra lightning, which is good for this setup. And that way, the Cyclone deal basically only lightning damage. So that basically is the core idea of the setup. So you can use any skill that you want. And if you have a skill like Smite, for example, this skill already have a 50% damage convert to lightning damage. And you don't even need the glove. You can just put in a physical to lightning support and you already have 100% conversion to lightning damage. So for a skill like this, it's super easy to make them lightning. And you don't really have to use attack either. You can use spell, which will be the setup that I will showcase in the next video. Will be about spell. But in this video, I will showcase the attack versions. So let's just do a map. So the build function is basically still the same, obviously. But the difference is just right now the damage is a lot bigger because of the minus lightning resistance. As long as you can set it up, of course, because this kind of setup is not really a league start setup, but it's more like you need to set it up. You need the Doryani Prototype in the first place. I don't know how expensive that's going to be on the league start. And let's see the boss. Alright, and this is the boss. Put down the Desecrate and then Cyclone. As you can see, the damage, like, it's really good because of the minus lightning resistance. I'm right now only at 180. The hard cap for minus resistance is 200%. And the reason why my resistance is 180, even though I have two of this ring, is because of Tempered by War. The 50% less lightning resistance, this one works a little bit funny when it is minus. So basically, if I unspec this node, I will have minus 361. And as you can see, the hard cap is 200%. So basically, because of Tempered by War, we need more minus lightning resistance. And minus lightning resistance, you can get them from ring or amulet. That's 2 slots that you can get. And this kind of ring is not that hard to make. So what we basically need is minus line of resistance. That's like the minimum you need because that's the only thing matters for this build. In this case, in my case, I do have the global critical set multiplier. So this one is nice. So I have 78 and minus 161 line of resistance. But what you really need is just the minus line of resistance. And it's actually pretty likely to get this kind of outcomes. It's just you need some currency for the base. For example, this is a legal ring. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not as expensive as many people make it to be. Especially you just want to make like something like this, which is very, very simple. And the other thing about doing like this, what you need to make sure is the other stuff that you put into the ring is something that not affecting your character. For example, like evasions, I don't play evasions. And cast speed, I don't play cast speed. And minimum endurance charges, this is, if it go minus, it doesn't matter. If it go plus like this, actually really good for us. Because now we have permanent like 3 endurance charges that we have to generate it. So this ring is not that hard to make, it's just you need some currency to buy the bases. So that's basically the setup. I just want to showcase it, and on the next video I will try to make the caster version, which is using spell. I have a setup for spell, it seems pretty good, so I want to test that one out. So if you play Reliqurian on 3.39, just keep in mind of this tag, maybe you can integrate it into your build, or if you want to build around this is something you can do too. So I think that's it from me. The POB of this character will be on the descriptions. Just remember that this is not a build guide, this is more like a proof of concept, just to make sure that this setup works. I don't even have this socket filled with anything, so just remember that this is not a build guide, this is just a showcase and more like a proof of concept. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, as usual, just leave in a comment below. I will try my best to answer it. And thank you everyone for watching, I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.